Hello, dear Libra. I am Jamie Dawn, your evolutionary, revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your July 2021 horoscope. And I feel July should be a really good month for you. And applies to your sun in Libra, your rising sign, or your moon. And this is how the energies will be affecting you. We have, first of all, Mars in Leo making a beautiful sextile to you, and that's in that 11th house. It is going to be opposing Saturn right as we begin the month of July. So there could be this push and pull between friendships and pleasure, what you're doing for fun versus your social calendar. I have a feeling that your social life in the month of July, and it's probably already started to ramp up, it will get even faster. And that it's possible that maybe you're thinking about relationship, either you're partnered with somebody or you are wanting to be dating someone, and yet your friends are and your groups that you belong to are making other plans. You maybe have committed to them. You may also be looking at where you can have more pleasure and more fun, because maybe you've been working a lot. Maybe things are starting to get back into going back to an office, or you just had with Mercury retrograde, which is now direct, yay, and making a trine to your sun, moon, or rising sign in Gemini, that you may be ready to start making some decisions, and that could be interfering with your love life or the way in which you find pleasure and do things just for the sake of fun, especially with Saturn sitting here in Aquarius for another several months, year. And so you're having to play by somebody else's rules when it comes to having fun. Now, the other thing that could be happening is you're creating your own rules about what is it that gives you pleasure? How do you have fun? And many of you Libras may be finding that you have a lot more fun when you're involved in a group, and that these people that you belong to, this group, they're your friends. It's also possible that you may be looking at ways in which your friendships, and one in particular, could become a dating relationship, or that you meet somebody through the way in which you have fun and pleasure. So if you enjoy being outdoors and you want to join like a hiking group or a kayaking group or something along those lines, right, that you can meet somebody that way. Also, we have Mars squaring off with Uranus, and that is on July 3rd, and that's going to create some tension. It's in your 11th and 8th house, where you may be wanting to connect with your friends, and you're wanting to you're really driven to get some things done in a group, or having your wishes fulfilled. And here comes this square to Uranus in the 8th house saying, well, you've got some other obligations, there's some joint resources, things like that, that you may not have access to in order to get some of these things accomplished that you're wanting to manifest in your life. It's also possible that you could get very irritated suddenly with something that someone in this group or friendships will say to you or do. And so there could be a moment of tension. However, July 4th, we've got the sun in Cancer squaring off with Chiron. That's in your 10th and 7th house. And so this could provide an opportunity with all this tension to be able to heal, to be able to nurture, to be able to find ways in which you individuate that can say, look, I'm going to do it my way, and it's a complement to the way you do it. It's like, you do you, I'm going to do me, and we can agree to disagree and maybe accept each other, and then it can deepen the bonds and the connection that you have in your role within the group, or the way in which you align with your friendships. We have a new moon in Cancer. Of course, when you have your cardinal signs, there you are a cardinal sign, this new moon will be squaring off with your sun, moon, or rising sign. However, it's in your 10th house, and Mercury will be out of shadow at that point. That I sense you may find yourself in a new leadership role. You may find yourself being able to feel nurtured and interact with an authority figure. Maybe you become that authority figure, that expert in your field, that you can set these new intentions to maybe master an area of your vocation that you can look like, I'll say, the consummate mother, because this is the Cancer energy, and that you can find meaningful work that allows you to feel and become that wonderful caretaker of others, the wonderful caretaker of those that are meaningful, as well as the caretaker of the work that you do in life, the things that you want to leave behind, your legacy. Remember that 10th house is the fruits of the tree. It's what you're bearing. And so with Mercury now out of shadow, some clarity may drop in, where in June, you may have been toying around with, what really is it that I'm leaving behind for my family, for my friends, for my reputation, that sort of thing. And so I would imagine that if you've been wrestling with what's the meaning of life and why am I here and what am I supposed to do when I grow up, this could be an opportunity for you to solidify some of that. And then we have Mercury entering the 10th house for you on July 11th, and it's going to make a beautiful trine to Jupiter, which is retrograde in Pisces. But this can give you a chance to really have some faith and some hope, communicate your ideas with others in a very loving way. And I would also offer that if you are in, let's say, a talk therapy vocation, or you are talking on a stage, or you're writing and communicating in a way that offers healing and that offers hope for others, this could bring in new clients for you. This could also bring in new activity that allows you to use your words as an opportunity for healing, an opportunity for letting people feel safe. And it may also offer you a chance to feel safe inside of your body. That 6th house has to do with health. There may be a health situation, not necessarily bad. Maybe there's some cosmetic work, or there's something that you're wanting to do for your own physical body that enhances the way that you nurture yourself. It's also because we're working with Mercury here that you may find ways in which you can have stronger mental, emotional health, and that you can find it flows a lot easier. Your hopes, your dreams, they can fuel your ability to be able to believe in yourself, believe that you are on the right track with what you're doing. This will only enhance your relationships with others, as Venus and Mars are going to be canoodling in your 11th house on July 13th. I sense that this is going to be a time where your light shines, where you're going to attract so many opportunities to be able to help you and your friends feel good, to help you and your partnerships really feel as though you can have fun. I sense that you'll have the resources that you need in order to find great pleasure in the activities that you do throughout the month of July. I would say July is going to be full. Your calendar is going to be full, especially with all the activity of the 6th house, with the sun trining Neptune at that time on July 15th, and Mercury being in Cancer trining Jupiter in Pisces. So it's going to have a lot of activity that second part of July, where your everyday routine will be one that I sense pretty active. And so what you can find is a lot of grace and ease as you're having conversations, as you are working with others, because they're naturally going to want to align with you as you offer your gifts of beauty and harmony, especially if you use your words to do it. And you're going to make them feel as though they belong to your tribe. They want to align with you. And so it's going to be good, Libra, if you're able to look at the things that you value most, and you spend the time and the resources nurturing those people and things that mean the most to you. This should strengthen, and it should give you a greater confidence in your relationships, in the people that you surround yourself with. I would also venture to say that when the sun moves into Leo, energizing that 11th house that much more, Venus will move into Virgo at this time. That will be in your 12th house, that you may find ways in which you can maybe just naturally, unconsciously improve. You may attract ways that you can improve your own inner wisdom, that you can improve, and you may be looking at certain areas that need to be tweaked on a subconscious level that only energize and give you greater leadership when you're working with others. I would venture to say that around this time when the sun is in Leo, the second half of July, and we have an Aquarius full moon on July 24th in your fifth house, that this is the chance for you to truly step into your power, your truth, and have confidence that your relationships, whether personal, romantic, professional, whatever it might be, that it's in perfect alignment with who you really are. I sense too, Libra, that you may have some spiritual connections that show up. If you're single and you meet somebody or you connect with somebody, it could have a great spiritual connection, not just that physical connection, even though that will be pretty active for the month of July, that physicalness. You'll have the sexual attraction, you'll have the ability to be able to be seen as a passionate individual that people will naturally want to gravitate to because your excitement is overflowing. And that has a lot to do with Mars being in Leo in that 11th house. Mars will move into Virgo on the 30th. So at the end of the month into your 12th house, driving you back into yourself, probably wanting you to have a little bit of retreat space. And you may even look at ways in which you can improve your mental health, your emotional health, your subconscious mind. You may also find ways in which you can take that spiritual nature inside of you and build really good ways of practicing, say, meditation, practicing how you train the mind. I sense that that's going to be something that you will look at in a very clear way. The other thing I will say is if you're looking at relationship, especially those of you who are single and have started a relationship in the month of July, that as the month continues to unfold and you get towards the end of the month and into August, which we'll talk more about that in August, that as you are connecting and you're learning about this person and that sort of thing, that with Mars moving into Virgo at the end of the month, you may find yourself wanting to retreat with that person. Maybe you guys talk about getting away for a romantic weekend, something like that, but just the two of you. But for the month of July, I would venture to say, and Mercury ingresses into Leo on the 28th, Jupiter retrograding back into Aquarius, so that 11th and 5th house continues to be activated, that the month of July is going to have you shining bright, having confidence if you're willing to look at all the values that you bring to the situation, to the relationship, and also if you're willing to play as hard as you work and giving yourself that permission to have what they call a work-life balance, but I prefer work-life harmony, so that let's say you work 8-10 hour days and on the weekends you totally shut off and go play. Fine, whatever the harmony is for you. This is a month where I feel, Libra, that you're going to just be extremely active. Enjoy it. Take those moments for yourself when you need to, but I sense that you're going to be pretty energized all month long. So it's a great month to kick ass, take names, get things done. All right, Libra, I certainly hope this helps. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Find me at jamiedawn.com, and I look forward to connecting with you. Have a good month.